Hi, I'm Nancy with Icon Apprentice, and welcome back. We're continuing with Our Lady of Fatima. So we are going to move on then to Flesh 3. And Flesh 3 is actually achieved by going in and taking our Flesh 2 color, which is this yellow mixture that we made up with flow medium added to it, and mixing a little bit of unbleached titanium to that color. And that's going to give us just a slightly lighter flesh tone where we'll be able to go in and lay in some of the brighter areas on her face. If we will take the color reference copy that we have, and we can see that right above the eyebrows is fairly bright. Right here in this area on the forehead, parts of the nose, and right around the eye area, kind of in a triangular shape, right above the lip, the chin, this portion, small little, almost like a little cantaloupe or watermelon slice portion of the color copy. Right in here along this collarbone, got that wet, I'm going to dry that off before it streaks my color copy. And then you can see a few things on her hands, especially right around the knuckles on the backs of the hands and the flesh right next to her clothing. And so we'll go in and we'll lay some of those lighter coats in. And one of the first things that we'll want to do tonight then will be to go ahead and say our prayers. Particularly, I think we should be praying for world peace, and especially in light of all the atrocities that are happening out there today in all different countries, not only in the United States, but everywhere around the world. We need more prayer. And Our Lady of Fatima, that was one of the things that she stressed the most in her appearances to the three shepherd children in Fatima, was pray for world peace and rededicate ourselves to her Immaculate Heart. And she is so revered by the Father and the Son. She is held up as an example for us of how we should try to live our lives. And so let us be faithful to that. And any other prayer request that you would like to write into your icons, let us now offer those up. As we get started this evening, one of the things I wanted to point out that I did, and you can go back and reference the last tutorial that I posted. What happened was I actually got this thumb right here really fat, and it looked a little awkward and a little strange. So what I actually did was, because this inner portion of the globe that she's handling here, that she's holding this golden globe, and this is actually going to be a golden color. So what's underneath is not going to be too terribly important. What I actually did, I took some yellow oxide, which is what we stippled this background with anyway, and I filled in the portion of the thumb I wanted to get rid of. And I'll let that dry, and then she'll have a normal thumb now. So, but I just wanted to point that out to you. I want you to be aware that anytime that you come through and you feel like you've made a mistake somewhere, there is always a way that we can come back in and compromise or rectify or enhance that area so that it becomes something that you're more satisfied with. I don't ever want you to feel like you've done something to the painting or the icon that can't be used to the fullest. That's what God does in our lives. He uses unfortunate circumstances sometimes. He uses some odd situations in our lives, and basically what he does is he takes it and he makes something wonderful come from it. So I want you to feel the same way about your painting, that if there was ever any kind of a mistake, okay, in quotations, mistake, I don't want you to feel like it can't be used in this painting. It's part of your prayer. It should never be considered a mistake. It's just going to be something that we'll work with and we'll make something better from it. That said, let's go ahead and begin mixing our paint and starting on our flesh 3. And I want you to see this is all, that is all I'm picking up, okay, the white. And even that may be a little aggressive, so I'm going to wipe a little bit of that off. I just have a tiny bit on the tip of that. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to put just a light coat on the face, and I want to see if I want it any lighter than that. This is going to kind of be experimentation on your part as to how much light and dark you really want to put in. So I'll go over here and I'll start around the top of this eyebrow and come down. And you can see I am using my number 6 brush. Always try to use the absolute largest paintbrush that you can for the area that you're painting. It seems counterintuitive, but it actually makes a big difference. So I am not really sure that that is going to be light enough. I'm joining that. There is a little tiny orange flesh 2 line that I'm leaving right here. Right here above the eyebrows. Hopefully you're able to see that. Wipe my brush off. Come back in and just very lightly just spread that out. I don't want to go too far with this. And we'll let that dry just a little bit. It always looks much brighter when you put the paint on to begin with, and then it kind of starts to fade as it starts to dry. So we'll go ahead and we'll continue with our application and do 1 coat and then see if we want to lighten it up just a tad more. Remember, you get the paint, get it on your brush, roll it off because you want that nice point. I hope you can see that. Do you see that? How nice that point is on the end of that brush. That's what you're looking for when you go in for your application. We are going to have a nice bright spot right here next to, right above the eye. color reference copy time. I'm going to be doing this a lot. The interior of the hand is not as bright as the exterior here. So we'll just follow that guideline. So when we're coming in, it is right next to the nail, around, and then this side. You can see that. You see where I laid the paint? I'm going to like reflect off of the light just a little bit. I want you to be able to see where I laid that paint. So let's go ahead and put her eyes in. And burnt sienna, we're going to use burnt sienna for the irises. Boy, you don't need much. And I am going to use my number 3 here. And I want a good amount on here. I can just barely see where her eyes are. Okay. And we'll use some unbleached titanium. We're going to place like little comma strokes next to the eye. So we finished with the flesh, and now what I'd like to do is go ahead and start laying in the gold for the medallion, for the orb, which will be her heart, and on her